Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and this one we are testing the GeForce RTX 4070 Ti Super in Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Yeah, it's kind of weird name, I find it. I don't even know why they named it this. If you know, do let me know. And here are the specs of the GPU. We have the Zotac HOLO model of the card. We have the 16 gigs of VRAM from Micron. We have the latest NVIDIA driver. This is technically a hotfix driver, 576.15, which is, as you can see, it's written beta over here. And we have resizable bar also enabled inside BIOS. Over here in Task Manager, we have the Intel Core i7-13700K CPU. For memory, we got 64 gigabytes of DDR5, 6000 megatransfers per second, CL36. Finally, for MSI Afterburner, no overclocks applied. Everything is set to stock settings. So let's jump into the game and check out the frame rates. We are here inside the menu, guys. We're gonna start this off with Epic Graphics Settings preset. And this game has support for DLSS, TSR, and XeSS, and it doesn't have any FSR support. And I have already tested this game out a bit. I have played it, and the DLSS, I mean DLAA, that is native AA of DLSS, it doesn't really look that good. I'm gonna show you in a moment. So we're gonna use that at 4K. And all of these post-processing settings are turned off. Everything else is set to epic, and we are here in this part of the game. It's kind of an open world probably, and this is the whole map of this game, most likely, I'm guessing. And this is the most intensive area I have found throughout the whole game. And this part, it looks a bit different than the rest of the part. Like, the camera zooms out a lot more than the other areas we have been before this. I don't know what's gonna happen after this, but this looks very different from what I have played before, honestly. And yeah, what I was saying, like DLA in this game, I don't really like it. It kind of looks blurry. It seems like when I'm using it, doesn't look like the game is running at native resolution. But it does give you less FPS, but what works best is DLSS quality in this game. What is this? Danger. We'll go there. But as you can see, we're getting very less FPS, around 40-ish, outside there. And in here, inside the cave. And now the game turns like this third-person game. Obviously, it was third-person before that. Also in the previous area, but it just zooms in more. Like, it's more linear of a level right now, if you know what I mean, if you have played the game. But anyway, we are getting a bit more FPS here. As I told you, that was very demanding over there. And over here, it looks pretty good. We're going to ignore the enemies pretty much. And I don't think we can progress. We have to fight this thing. And this is actually a turn-based RPG game. Wait, is it an RPG? I'm not sure. It probably is. So yeah, we are back in this area, and I generally don't really like these kinds of game where it is turn-based, and on top of it's an RPG game. It's like a semi turn-based game, or partially turn-based game, I would say. So yeah, in this area we're getting 35, 40 FPS. We're getting like 50 in that previous area we just been to. And the lows are really not good. This is another like Unreal Engine game, UE5. And back-to-back UE5 titles we got. And it's a stuttery mess as well. It's actually less stuttery than Oblivion was. But yeah, it's probably one of the better UE5 titles out there, I would say. It looks really gorgeous though. And as you can see, at 4K VRAM usage is well below 10 gigs pretty much. So we're gonna enable DLSS quality before. Let's look at the FPS. We are getting around 39, 40-ish FPS in this scene. So we're gonna enable quality DLSS right now. Go to the settings and switch it to DLSS quality, as you can see. And let's apply this. And now with DLSS quality, we're getting 45 frames. So we gain like 5 or 6 FPS. Like very minimal gain you see in this game, especially at 4K resolution. And with performance DLSS, we'll get like around 20 FPS, maybe at maximum. It might be even less than that. But yeah, as I was saying, like DLSS quality really looks better than DLAA. I don't know if it's a bug or something, but they should fix DLAA. overall. And let's enter this next area and see how much more we can get. Probably 5 FPS, as I told you. Quality DLSS. Wow, this game is like the level design and the environments. They look really beautiful. Let's refresh the counter there. There was a stutter there, and the music also, like the background music in this game, is phenomenal. All the music I have heard so far. I'm gonna skip all of this. I don't want to show you any cutscenes or talking scenes. We're just here for the performance. And looks like we're in some underwater area. Look at that. This looks gorgeous. And obviously, YouTube compression is gonna wreck the video anyway. But you should definitely try out this game. It's on Game Pass. And yeah, I forgot to tell you that I'm testing the Game Pass version of the game, not the Steam one. And the Steam one might have better performance. It might not. It might be the same. But sometimes it happens with some games where the Steam version is better, like performs slightly better over the Game Pass one. So do let me know if that's the case. Yeah, and I am kind of having like a problem with my mouth right now. I can't talk too much because I'm having a pain on the left side of my cheek. I don't know why. I have to go to the doctor and see that. I have pain on my gums also. Teeth problem, you know. So yeah, I might talk a little bit less in this video and maybe for the next few days.
Everyone.
So 50 FPS average. And we got a new enemy here.
Us and Maya.
And there's no frame generation in this game, guys, by the way. And we are going to use performance DLSS now with the epic graphics preset. And we are still in this underwater sequence. It becomes more blurry and soft, obviously, with the performance DLSS. But I think this is probably DLSS 4 version. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it looks phenomenal with performance DLSS also. And right now in here, we're getting around like 60 FPS. No, don't chase me. I'm going to ignore you. I don't want to fight with you. And also, by the way, the character design, the facial expressions and everything, they look pretty good in this game. I really love the characters in this game. Wow, they got minds with them.
We can use that.
And right now we're getting some playable FPS also. It's not stuttering down here that much. This is probably the least stuttering UE5 game, I would say, but it still has those traversal stutters here and there. You will notice them anyway. And let's keep on moving. I think you can pretty much ignore all the enemies, I guess. And I don't know if it's because I'm playing on story difficulty. Maybe that's why. And look at this character. You can also switch between them. And this character can like hover around when you sprint.
Over there. A hut.
Look at this beauty.
Slow down. We don't know what's inside yet.
And we are using like 8 gigs of VRAM for allocation, 6 for just usage. And this game is like not that demanding on the CPU. Just fine, like decent. Now guys, since we don't have any frame generation to test in this game, and I'm going to use the high preset, that's why. And we're going to use DLAA, and all of these are disabled, and everything else is set to high. And I have also restarted the game, just so you know. And here we go, getting below 60 pretty much. And yeah, straight off the bat, I can see all the difference in lighting and switching from like epic to high. It still looks gorgeous in my opinion. Nothing really that bad. What do we have here? And it's looking worse only because of DLAA. I don't like DLAA in this game, and since we don't have access to TAA, and by the way, FPS in like during the cutscene is stuck at 30. You can't unlock it, unfortunately. I hate that games still do this, especially for PCs versions. I'll skip this. Well, I'll skip it for you anyway. So we are in another area right now, inside a big house or something, mansion, and looks gorgeous. Wow. But yeah, I can notice like a lot of flickering. I don't know how to like say this, but if you look at the floor, I don't know if it's gonna be visible on YouTube. It doesn't look really nice. Like all of these patterns, probably they look the same. The rendering is not being done properly or something. It doesn't just look nice. Even on the walls and like these columns which are going. So here we go again outside here. We're getting the same FPS almost, around 60-ish with averages of 54. And the worst case scenario will probably be around like 50 FPS you are gonna get, I guess, or something around those. Now moving on to DLSS quality with high settings preset. Everything is set to high. And yeah, as I was saying, now the game looks much more clear and not blurry like it was with DLAA for some reason. I don't know why is that happening. They should better fix DLAA. And you also get better FPS by using DLSS quality, as you can see. And I think maybe we can get outside this area, as it seems like, yeah, I'm backtracking all the way. There's that monster. So we're gonna get outside to that open world sequence and see the FPS. And probably this might be the playable settings or the recommended settings, I guess, for 4K with DLSS quality in this game. DLSS quality is must as long as DLAA is not fixed. But let's get outside and see. So yeah, as I was talking about this area earlier, as you can see, we're getting 55. Not bad. I think if you like OC the card a bit more, you can get that 60 FPS all the time. I mean, for averages, I mean, you're able to do that. Otherwise, this looks very nice. I'm also going to try this with performance DLSS also, as some of you might ask me to do that later on. So let's just check this out. And we're getting above 60 mostly, and I think it's going to stay above 60 all the time with performance DLSS. I mean, at least I hope so it does. And it's not stuttering that much right now. As I said, this is probably the better UE5 titles out there recently, which doesn't stutter that much. Like Oblivion was like stuttering all the time, and this one is pretty good. So let's get inside that underwater area again, or flying waters, whatever it is called. And yeah, I can just stare at this beauty all day. It looks so beautiful. And we are getting even more frames right now in here, like 80 plus. Even with performance DLSS, it looks gorgeous. And as you can see, all the textures, they're pretty flawless. And let me know if you're playing this, if you're gonna play this game, and what do you think about the performance of this? And also, are you gonna play it on Game Pass, or are you gonna buy it? As I've seen many people already playing it on Steam. As a player count is pretty high. I did not really expect it to have such a high player count, but it's good to see that. I mean, this game is probably fun to play. Not for me though. So up next, guys, we are switching this to 1440p using the Epic quality preset. We're using DLAA once again, and Epic settings here as well. And we gained about like 12 FPS by switching from 4K to 1440p while using the Epic settings in DLAA. And that's not a big of a like gain you will get in this game by switching resolution. You might get more if you have a like better CPU than mine, like 7800X 3D or the 9800X 3D or anything else. And yeah, we are in this underwater or flying water area, this beautiful little like area, and I am pretty sure this game has even more beautiful environments than this. And this is probably just a trailer. And as you can see, we're getting below 60 FPS, and unfortunately, like this is a 1440p GPU, and we still cannot get like 60 FPS. And as I said, like DLAA doesn't really look that good in this game. It looks really blurry. So let me switch it to like DLSS quality. We'll come back here and see how it looks then. And over here in this area, we're getting slightly less FPS, as you can see, below 50. And this is where it becomes a bit more demanding overall. And there's a lot of blur around as well, even though all the processing settings are turned off. So up next, we're using DLSS quality with Epic graphics settings preset, as you can see. And by the way, guys, I'm using the Game Pass version of the game, not the Steam or anywhere else if it is available. I don't know. But I just wanted to let you know this is the second time I'm saying, because in case you directly jump to this 1440p part, you didn't watch the 4K sequence. So that's why I repeated this. And as you can see, now we can get above 60 FPS, and most likely it will stay above 60 FPS all the time. And let's get back inside that flying waters area and see how it looks, because DLAA in this game looks kind of crap. I don't like it. It's just better to use like DLSS quality, and yeah, DLSS quality does look much more sharp and clear overall. Let's refresh the counter there. Yeah, DLSS quality does look better than DLAA. Even at 1440p, I can tell you that. Definitely did look better at 4K. I don't know what's going on here. It's probably not working properly or something. And VRAM allocation is well below 8 gigs. And we are using like 5.3 gigs. So, I mean, 8 gigs GPU should not have a problem that much running this game. And in here, in this underwater area, we are getting way good averages as well, like 80 plus most of the time in the FPS counter anyway. So yeah, it does look better. All the colors in this game, they pop so much. I totally like this. But unfortunately, I'm not going to be playing this because it's a turn-based game, and I'm not really into turn-based RPG games. Unfortunately, I don't really like that. So let us try this with high preset also, guys, using DLAA at 1440p. Here we go. And we are getting around 73, 70, more than 70 FPS here and there. Sometimes it's probably going to go up to 80s also. But overall, yeah, I would much rather like use Epic settings than use DLSS quality on top of this, because DLAA doesn't look good to me in this game. I don't know in future if they're gonna fix it or not. Hope they do, and hope it looks better than this overall. But yeah, that is it. I would recommend you use Epic settings and use DLSS quality, even if you are gonna play at 1440p. You don't need to use the high settings anyway. So I don't think there is too many settings to test in this game, since we don't have frame generation or any ray tracing or anything like that to toggle on or off. It just makes it a lot more easier for me to test games and way less time consuming overall. What's this? I don't know what's going on there. But look at that VRAM usage. It's so less, like less than 5 gigs. You don't get to see that these days at 1440p. Fantastic. So here we go, guys. Finally, for 1080p resolution, we are using the Epic settings. That is everything maxed out, as you can see. We're using DLAA. Let's check this out. And we are in this open world area of the game. And yeah, the GPU usage, as you can see, is still almost maxed out, 98%. That means there's absolutely not that much CPU bottlenecking. I mean, 98, you can pretty much accept it. It might not be 99 or 100 all the time. 98 is pretty acceptable for it to be considering like maxed out. And yeah, now we can finally get like 60 plus FPS all the time without using any upscaling and with the Epic settings in this game. And I mean, 4070 Ti Super is like a 1080p 60 FPS card for like UE5 titles. Like if you increase the resolution, you won't get 60 plus anymore. Natively, at least. You have to like use all the nonsense stuff which we have from Nvidia, all of that to achieve playable frame rates. Unfortunately, we are living in such days now, and at least this game doesn't stutter that much like all the other UE5 titles. It has its few like traversal stutters overall, but it's still the better of the bunch, you know. what I'm saying. Let's get inside this flying water area and also check out the FPS quickly. I'm also going to try this with DLSS quality, see if actually DLSS quality looks any better than DLAA does. Because DLAA, I don't really like it in this game so far. For 4K and 1440p, it kind of looked pretty worse. And here we are getting slightly more FPS, as you can see, and no stuttering whatsoever, no CPU bottlenecking either, which is fantastic. You might even get a bit higher FPS with a better CPU overall. Right now we're getting 76 frames, so let me enable like DLSS quality. So from 76 we jumped up to 98. That is not bad, I would say. It's pretty decent of a gain. And still it's not bottlenecking the CPU even with upscaling enabled. And yeah, maybe in like 1080p DLSS kind of looks worse than DLAA, but it definitely, trust me, it looked better at 1440 and 4K. It definitely did better in 4K though. I'm not sure what's going on overall with DLSS in this game. But yeah, 1080p, there's a lot more noise when I move around, shimmeriness all over the place. But pretty good. I think this is gonna help the lower end GPUs to achieve some playable FPS, as it doesn't look that bad. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Do leave a like if you enjoyed and if this video helped you, and also make sure to subscribe if you're new. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Till then, take care and bye bye.